Well, welcome back to Simple Truth. We are trying to pull some simple truths out of the story of David. We're in 1 Samuel. We're in chapter 26. We just did verse 13, creating some separation between us and our enemies so we can get a proper perspective. Now we're in verse 14, and it says after that, and David called to the army, to Abner, the son of Ner, saying, "Will you not answer, Abner?" Then Abner answered, "Who are you who calls to the king?" And David said to Abner, "Are you not a man? Who is like you in Israel? Why then have you not kept watch over the Lord your king? For one of the people came in to destroy the king, your Lord." Again, the proper perspective here, the separation allowed us to have a voice that was going to be heard. David to have a voice that was going to be heard, right? And heard appropriately. When we're going toe to toe with people and we're just screaming and we're yelling and nobody's hearing anything. We've all been in fights like that where nobody's hearing what the other person is saying. Separation gives us that ability to say things more clearly, but to hear things more clearly. So David, he puts himself on one mountain, right? And King Saul's on the other mountain, and he cries out, not to the king, he cries out to Abner, the commander of the army of the king, right? Sometimes we're trying to deal with the wrong person. Right? We're calling out to an authority, to someone we don't have any business crying out to. David didn't deal with King Saul. David dealt with the security protection, right? And appealed to Abner. I'm like, hey, aren't you supposed to be protecting the king? Right? Again, if he had come at King Saul, once again, why are you doing this? He already did it once. Why are you doing this to me? But instead, he appealed to someone who was supposed to be protecting the king. Sometimes that is a fantastic tactic for you and I to use. Sometimes we need to appeal to those around the person, right? And say to them, hey, aren't you supposed to be helping protect this person? Why then are you letting this happen? Why are you letting this danger come into the camp? Why aren't you dealing with this? Sometimes our voice isn't the voice to get the attention of the king. Sometimes we need to go, not to gossip, not to slander, not to defame, but to just simply say, you aware you've let danger into this person's camp? That takes all of the responsibility and puts it where it should be appropriately. It's not your responsibility to go around and police people all the time. It's your responsibility to just be obedient, right? And to God and deal with what he puts in front of you. So this is a totally different concept that maybe you've thought about. Maybe you've always been told, like, man, you got to go right to that person. And that is biblical, right? If you have a problem with somebody, if you know somebody has a problem with you, you're to go to them. But sometimes, rather than coming face to face with somebody and getting ready to come to blows with them, maybe sometimes we should appeal to the people who actually are able to do something about it. How you do that is super important because it can be right there on that line of gossip. Right? Again, he didn't go to Joab and say, why are you letting the king destroy me? Why are you letting the king come after me? Why are you letting, like he didn't talk about King Saul. He talked about Abner. Why aren't you protecting? So maybe there's some people that you've been trying to fix things with and deal with, but maybe the better strategy is to go to people around them and say, why aren't you protecting this person? Evil is in the camp. Evil is trying to get in the camp. Why aren't you protecting? So you think about that. We'll check in with you next time right here on Simple Truth.